Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Kyle Henderson along with Trey Yanity. Trey, what's up, man?
What's going on, Kyle? Another game day, Halloween game day. How about this?
Yeah, Halloween. It's Nick Saban's birthday. Thank you very much for joining us today. If you're new to the watch party, you're like, what is the watch party? We're watching the game with you, and we've kind of turned it into like a Bama in the red zone. Mm-hmm. So what we do on this particular show is we chat with you, provide some game stats. We'll have a scoreboard at the bottom of the screen. Alabama is about to kick off, but you guys, you don't have to watch it with us. I mean, you guys watch the game. We'll be watching it with you. We'll pipe in from time to time during the red zone.
Yeah, hit the red zone.
And don't you like the
Bama? I love how it's evolved. Yeah, this was, we were coming on for every play at the beginning of the season, tried some things. The red zone's great.
The red zone's great because before, because you guys know we stream after, right, for the post game show. And I was on here and I was like, man, I'm on streaming for like 3.5 hours. Yeah. Then I got the 2-hour post game, which has turned into like SEC after dark because the games go so long. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the super chats. We'll of course have our Jimmy John's halftime break, and the Dolphins tomorrow. Look at this. I love the emoji game. Strong emoji game. He's got the cross and the avatar. And then, the Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa tomorrow.
It's a big weekend.
It's a big weekend. Yeah. So let us know where you guys are checking in from. And like I said, this is a watch party. We're watching the game with you. It's really started out kind of as a celebration for the college football season because there was so many times, I think, during the summer where we're like, are we going to have football? And here we are. Alabama with their 6th game of the season. Trey, I mean, before look, and someone's like, War Damn Eagle. How about Auburn? Auburn today.
Good showing from this team today. Bo Nix, all these said the defense looked excellent today. This was a game that Auburn was an underdog in, and crazy games all across the country today. We had Boston College one drive away from knocking off the #1 Clemson Tigers. A lot of good SEC action. The Big Ten is still back in full swing. We got the Pac-12 coming soon. It's a great day for football.
Pac-12, right? DB Sparks is like war chickens.
There we go. That's it.
What's up, Hunter? We see you. Roll Tide and Roll Tide to you. All right. What's up? Chemical Coyote. What a name. Great, strong name. He's like in Spokane, Washington, trying to get my SEC fix. I feel you,
Way out west.
Way out west. And Henry saying it's going to be 52-21. I like that. Yeah. That seems like a reasonable score. Henry, if that score's on, you email me after the game. I might take care of you because that's a pretty good. That's kind of something that I was looking at.
Yeah,
like a 52-17, right?
Somewhere in the 50s probably for Bama. We're looking at. We could even see the 60s. This Miss State defense has looked pretty bad at times, but they've been so inconsistent on both sides of the football. No marks now for this team. Obviously, no Kylan Hill. This is going to be a pretty depleted Mississippi State football team today. But you never know. It's Halloween. Something spooky might happen.
Yeah. What's up, O'Neill from Ridgeway from Birmingham? Love the show. Hey man, thank you so much. This is a watch party. As soon as the game comes on, which should start here pretty soon. You guys watch the game. We'll be here the entire game, and then after the game is the post game show. Right here on Bama Insider. So Hunter's asking for my score prediction. I'll kick it to you first, Trey.
Yeah.
In terms of a score prediction, what are you thinking in terms of the score today? Because I like that score, like a 52-17.
Yeah.
What about you?
No, this is an offense that has shown a lot of potential at times this season in Mississippi State. So they could put some points on the board. I was on a show earlier today. I had to Price is Right somebody go, 1 point, 2 points over what they had. So I ended up going 65-17. I think that's fair. I think Bama's going to put a whole lot of points on the board today. Another chance to see how Slade Bolden can come in and work through this offense. Javon Baker, a name that's come up, a good bit this week. We'll get to see him today. I think the offense is going to do what Alabama's offense has done all season, dominate. And this is a big chance for the defense too to kind of see how they match up against a team that's been really good in the air at times this season, and has done some things on offense. So, what do you got, Kyle? What's the prediction?
Well, to get to Hunter, I think I probably have it like a 52-17.
Okay,
I think Alabama is still going to score some points, and I just got this photo in, and this is of Jaylen Waddle. You look at him coming into the car. It's kind of like reminiscent when they had Tua come in. Remember when they rolled Tua after, and you kind of had that roar of an applause of when Tua came in. So this is just in, and that's Jaylen Waddle being taken in on a car. And when prayers up for the kid. That was a tough loss for Alabama. Actually, last year was against Mississippi State when Tua went out, right? So I think, and we're probably still not over that injury So prayers up to Waddle, and hopefully, he can get 100% because we're certainly going to be seeing him on Sundays.
Oh yeah, definitely. And like you're saying, I mean, they can use this as a rally point. We saw Najee Harris with that look on his face throughout the game on Saturday because he knew, what this meant for this team. But they can rally around this. You just have to take it in stride and use this as something to get you motivated because this is a player that makes a difference every single time he's on the field. Might not be wearing crimson again, but he's going to help out throughout the season in some form or fashion.
What about Talia last night? I mean, against they took down
Minnesota. Yeah. The boat has not been rowing.
The boat is sunk, right? I mean, he balled out and he came back after throwing 3 interceptions. I think he's the type of quarterback who's going to have games like that, kind of up and down. But it was great to see him come back. And Coach Loxley, he's the head coach there. He was the offensive coordinator here at Alabama for a time. He was also an analyst and the wide receiver coach. So good to see those guys off to a good start. And, we'll continue to track his progress. You got Talia and then you got Tua. But I think, a 52-17 game is but we're pretty confident.
It's fair. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to, rat poison is going to be floated around this program all season long. We're hearing these score predictions. We don't coach, we don't play, so we can say stuff like this. But, you can never sleep on any team in the SEC. This year is crazy. This year's different. Mississippi State has a win over a team that is now, we're finding out how fraudulent they actually are in LSU. But they've showed signs at times this year. You can't overlook anybody, but I think this is one of those games where you just try to work on some things and maybe try to put as many points as you can. Let's maybe get some Bryce Young action today. A little Trey Sanders. Like
this is a great question right here, and this is from Lane. And actually, Trey, we might have to sub you out because that's our Jimmy John.
Yeah,
so why don't you make the Jimmy John? This is live. This is what we do. So Trey's gonna bounce out. Leave them a marginal tip, Trey. So take care of Jimmy John, sign it up. But Lane's asking about Clemson. And as you know, Clemson today was able to, rally back and beat Boston College in a game where they were led by freshman quarterback with Trevor Lawrence being out. And I think this is an interesting question because it seems like Clemson has one of these games every single season. And that's kind of the difference between Alabama and Clemson, in my opinion, because you don't see Alabama have these games. Now, maybe you could point to that game against Ole Miss or maybe tonight, who knows? I mean, it's a long football season, but I don't think like last year, for example, I felt Clemson was on the ropes against North Carolina in a game that North Carolina, in my opinion, should have won. I think when you look at kind of the top 25, is it going to matter who's number 1, who's number 2? Not really, but this is a great question. And Dabo Swinney said after the game that Trevor Lawrence is not going to play against Notre Dame. So how is that going to impact kind of the overall picture? And a lot of people want to talk about, Mac Jones versus Trevor Lawrence. So it might not matter for the actual rankings because it probably doesn't. But in terms of like the side-by-side comparison, I think it does. And I think Mac Jones, who I believe just became the Heisman Trophy leader, really takes a step up because now you look at the fact that, you could add that Trevor Lawrence hasn't played the competition. He's not going to play against the best team on their schedule, right, which is Notre Dame. And Mac Jones, if he continues to do what he's doing, I mean, here are the stats side by side. Look what Mac Jones has done against a much tougher competition, right? I think 78%, his efficiency has been remarkable. And 1,900 yards in 5 games. When you look at Trevor Lawrence, who played in 6 games, 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It's kind of interesting because, Mac Jones didn't throw a touchdown against Tennessee. So, it would be interesting to see how, kind of the Heisman odds, and we're talking about kind of the impact of, Trevor Lawrence being out and actually Jimmy John's okay.
Oh yeah. The Jimmy John's has arrived. So we're good to go now.
So Trey loves the BLT. He doesn't get mayo. And it's Jimmy John's is always solid.
It's delicious. Yeah. It's simple. It's clean. It's easy. I love some Jimmy John's.
All right. So the game should be, kicking off here pretty soon. No, Henry. So thank you for joining us. And this is an important point when you look at what this is. No. We can't show the game because that's copyright ESPN. So go watch the game on ESPN. We'll be here. And what we've decided is we just pop in during the red zone opportunities. So don't feel like, if you're going to leave and, we're not going to be offended by that. Just come back, chat with us, enjoy it. We'll provide commentary that you probably won't get on TV because we'll show more stats and we'll kind of provide some other points. So, we don't show the game. We're just here. It's just a watch party for a ton of fans who are on our channel and have a place to chat. So
just come hang out.
Yeah, just come and hang out, do your thing, watch the game, and we'll be with you guys kind of for the opener right here. It looks like the kickoff is about to start, so we're watching the game with you guys. You guys enjoy your time, and it's like Brent says, happy Halloween.
How about this? We got Trey Sanders returning the kick as well. I love that.
And guess where you would have learned that earlier today at Bama Insider? I dropped some nuggets and I said Trey Sanders is going to be your guy returning kicks. So let's see what he can do. And we'll be here for the opener. I mean, it's always fun to kind of talk about these opening drives. And we call it like the Bama in the red zone. But we'll be around. So and then after, guys, everybody notate this before you guys turn on the game on ESPN is the post game call-in show right after the game. I'll have Trey piping out that Nick Saban press conference, and I'll be taking your call. So the post-game call-in show right after, and this is the watch party. We'll be back, throughout this game during when Alabama gets into the red zone. But we'll stay with you guys for this opening quarter. It's interesting to see as what Alabama will do as in their opening series. Mac Jones, I mean, he's thrown for 400 yards in 3 games this season. They opened the game up with a powerful run by Najee Harris, but behind the best line in America.
Oh my goodness, yes. They, so underrated, if nothing else. They're getting the credit now. After Georgia, after some of these games, they're definitely getting the credit they deserve. But this line has been awesome, and Najee just busting it out there. You can see the energy tonight. It's these night games. There's something different about them, man. I love it.
All right, so you got Mac Jones and. It looks like just a 2 wide receiver set, which is pretty interesting. So let's see if the efficiency can continue, which it does. And that's a nice connection to Miller Forrestall. Little Birdie also told me to expect the tight ends to be utilized a lot today. And I think, keep an eye on Miller Forrestall. I think he could be a guy I think Miller, obviously, just got a pass, but Jaleel Billingsley. He could be another guy that Alabama utilizes in some capacity because there he is right there on the sidelines. But looks like Najee's out. Looks like twins to
got a Robinson here early on.
So you have, just as I was talking about the tight ends, right? You have Tucker and Miller Forrestall up on top.
I like that, stacking them there on the right side.
Wow, and Alabama's just going right.
Deep ball already. Oh, the deep ball man himself. There we go.
They're going to call the PI on that, huh?
The contact was the contact was definitely there, but I thought it was late enough to maybe keep that one clean. Just a little bit too early there.
Let's see. Oh yeah, it looks like because he came and he was holding
got that
on
right
to him.
arm, yeah.
Otherwise, it was a decent play by the DB. I mean, other than the fact that he held him, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah, I had to play a little catch up there. Actually had a step on him, but nice job to catch up. That one's going to be illegal though.
Yeah. All right, who's showing the game? The game's on ESPN, so go check out ESPN for the game. You got the ESPN app or whatever. We're catching up with the game. We'll be here periodically, and then we'll post a score. So maybe let's get a scoreboard up. There's Jaylen Waddle. That sucks. So let's get a scoreboard up there, Trey, and we'll be. It's the watch party right here on Bama Insider. So and we'll be in as Alabama jumps into. This particular game as they get into the red zone. I think I'll create a graphic real quick and put that up as we move forward too. So we do a lot of things kind of on the fly, but just know kind of going in that we're watching the game with you. So just enjoy yourself, and this is where we're at right now. Oh man, good. I mean, that was good D up on top. Yeah. I mean, this is looks like they had John Mechie kind of doubled up. And I think when we go into this game, one of the things I'm interested is to see that, who steps up without waddling, right? Because that's kind of one of the question marks is who is going to step up in this situation. And you see Slade Bolden right there. They're showcasing him right now at the slot. But I want to see if he can be effective. For a second game in a row, I thought he was effective last game. 6 receptions, 94 yards, right?
Came in, in that game, especially on the fly there.
Oh, geez.
A lot of contact there. There's the flags again.
Wow.
But, he really has to step into this role. He is going to have to be the Jaylen Waddle in a sense, special teams wise. He's going to help out a lot, get in that slot at times. And, you just need him to be productive. You need him to be steady, if nothing else. He doesn't have to be Jaylen Waddle. But if you can get productive minutes, set these other receivers up, if nothing else.
You've had 2 pass interference calls on Mississippi State. I mean, clearly these guys are going to be physical, but I mean, clearly they're afraid that they can't get beat.
Oh yeah, I think that's it. They know this is going to be a very physical football game, and they don't really stack up that well against this Alabama team.
Yeah, and over the years, Mississippi State has had a quiet quietly good defense. I mean, a couple years ago, I mean, I think they had one of the top defenses in the country, and their defense is pretty good this year as well. But I mean, obviously with 2 penalties in the opening quarter, I think that says a lot. All right, I don't like that play call at all.
Yeah.
I don't like the gimmicks because I think Alabama is too talented enough to, like the reverses and all that. Alabama doesn't need to.
Yeah, you definitely don't. I don't even know if I like mixing that in there in the first set of down or in the first series here. We saw it last week against Tennessee, that same play going the other way for DeVonta Smith. I think it was called back, but it went for maybe 20, 30. If you can get it to work, if you get the right blocks, that can be effective, but you don't need to do that. Like you're saying, this offense is so talented.
Right? They just stay vertical with this team.
Exactly.
I mean, keep it north and south, and especially with the run game. Surprisingly, that they haven't went back to Najee Harris, and then you see Mac Jones across the middle of the field. Whoa, that was a weird ending to that play.
A little turnover there.
And we'll also pipe in some stats, from time to time as well. So we're watching the game with you. You guys just hang out, and we'll I guess we're gonna finish out this drive because they're already in the red zone.
Yeah, we're knocking on the door now. So here we go. John Mechie's number called a lot early on here.
I mean, the kid is just such a beast.
Oh yeah, expected.
Pressure's coming.
Here we go again, DeVonta.
Wow,
man,
DeVonta dropped a pass.
You really don't see that. It looked like he.
No, he should have had that.
He had control for just a second there, and then.
I mean, the ball placement was there.
It was certainly there.
It was right there.
Yeah, you got to make that play at the end of the day.
That's the first, You
never see that.
I've never seen that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
And the ball placement was fantastic.
It was beautiful.
So, all right, well, here comes the money man right here. Will Reichard, 6 for 6 on the year, playing at the very highest level, and just comes in, does what he does.
It's easy breezy.
All right, so that was a 8-play, 61-yard scoring drive, 303. I mean, Alabama comes in and goes down the field and kicks a field goal. So Alabama currently leading Mississippi State 3-0. Mac Jones 305 on that drive, 15 yards. Najee Harris 2 rushes, 21 yards. We'll be back right here on the Bama Insider Watch Party, but Alabama takes an early 3-0 lead over Mississippi State. Let's see what the Pirate in Mississippi State can do coming up next. Back in here. All right. What's up, fam? We were just checking in. This is my wife and the whole crew. They're getting to enjoy the neighborhood, and they're out there having fun with it. I got 2 kids. They're out there trick or treating. Trey is not my kid. People have been like, "Is Trey? No, Trey. We are not a relation.
Long
Trey
lost,
is in.
maybe.
He's in college, and I have 2 kids, and they're trick or treating tonight. So this is the Bama Insider Watch Party. Mississippi State first drive, and let's see what they can do.
Oh.
And wow, that was almost interception. So how this works, if you're just joining it, it's basically just like a chat. So Trey and I will come in. We'll provide some commentary. We'll hang out with you guys. We're watching the game with you. So usually we just, as the game starts to get going, we just kind of pipe in here when Bama gets into the red zone. So otherwise, you can hit us up on the chat and we'll like pipe in here, but don't feel like you got to watch this whole like 3 hours on YouTube. Watch the game. We're always here. And then after the game is the post game show. So I'm just kind of excited to talk about this offense just real quick. And then we'll kind of, do our normal deal. But,
yeah, this is it. This is the high-powered Mississippi State offense we've heard about all season long.
Yeah,
depleted, but still.
Yeah, well, third down. Christian Harris is a good tackle right there. And everybody wants to talk about some sort of pass rush or see them get after the quarterback. So we need to see some production. I think a lot of people talked about it. You want to talk about that production from the defensive line, especially in a game like this where a team throws the football so many times, like Mississippi State.
Oh, yeah. You just need to see the pressure. And that's, the one area the secondary has come along a lot, in my opinion, since the beginning of the season. And the line is coming along too. But, just create pressure. Let's see what they got today. Here you go.
Right there was the pressure right there. And look.
Nearly picked. Wow.
Man, Brian Branch has dropped a couple interceptions.
Yeah, all over the field, though. I like it. He's breaking it up. He's making plays.
Was that our man, the freshman? Yep.
Will Anderson coming in. Yeah. Oof.
And when they get heat on the quarterback, things happen.
Oh, yeah.
That could have been an interception right there for a touchdown.
Oh, definitely. I mean, if Branch is able to just figure out a way to reel that one in, stay in bounds, he had a lot of green in front of him. Grass looks a little extra green tonight to me. I don't know.
Is it the TV
it's something?
The grass is green. Yes. All right. And here's Slade Bolden. He'll be returning a punt. And let's see what he can do. That was okay.
Caught it a little awkward there, I guess.
And you can just see there's a difference in acceleration between. I mean,
yeah.
Poor dude. I mean, he's going to get compared to Jaylen Waddle.
It's sad,
Nobody wants to
stack it up.
Nobody wants to get compared to Jaylen Waddle, right? I mean,
and that's not Slade Bolden.
It's not.
But he's just got to be the best Slade Bolden he can be. So he's. I think last week,
be a good shirt for Bolden. Just be Bolden.
Yeah.
Right? Just
be Bolden.
Yeah, just be bold. Like that's all he's got to be, is just to be himself.
Exactly. He's very steady, very solid. Let's see if he can keep it up here.
Oh yeah. I mean, look at Najee Harris.
I love that. He kind of leaped and still was able to spin in midair there.
And the thing about him is he has so much body control.
Oh my goodness.
And that goes into, number one, genetics, but also he works on his craft to be able to control his body like that. I mean,
oh yeah.
Look at that offensive line. I mean, they open up those holes for him. I mean,
definitely.
Emil Ekiyor is a guy that we don't talk enough about. He's a guard for Alabama. He's been doing such a great job. But it's funny. Sticky Fingers is like, our DBs really struggle catching passes. It's funny that he says Sticky Fingers. That's his name. Yeah. What's up?
Sticky Fingers knows all about it, man. Give him a lesson.
They need some of that stick 'em, but you're right. All right. So we'll be back as Bama gets closer to the red zone right here on Bama Insider. All right, fam. So back here is Alabama leads Mississippi State 3-0 in the first quarter. I mean, early impressions, Trey. I mean, we're just talking about the fact that Alabama is starting 3 freshmen on the defensive side.
Yeah, love what we've gotten from this defense. I mean, you see Brian Branch all over the field making plays. Will Anderson creating pressure there. Malachi Moore getting in. This defense has looked nice so far. Just a lot of, rush throws from Costello. They've made, some receivers. You've just been blanketed right off the gate. So, positives to take away. But this offense has looked a little out of sync. The deep ball hasn't been there. Mac, overshot Mechie on the one. A couple past interferences there. So, got to get that going. Overall, I think this is, been a little less offensive heavy, I guess. Not as many completed passes as I thought we'd see to this point in the game from either team. A little less Najee even than I thought we'd see to this point. But it's going to open up. This is the opening stages of this game.
It's kind of like that opening couple rounds of boxing. I think when you look at the early stat line, Alabama has 48 yards. Mississippi State has 10 yards. So Alabama's defense has done a good job in this opening game. Mac Jones, 4 of 7, 15 yards. He's went over the top a couple times. Smitty did drop the touchdown pass. Mississippi State has been called for 2 pass interference calls. Najee Harris with 5 carries for 35 yards. Miller Forrestall actually has the longest reception, which is 14 yards. I think, is it me, Trey, or does the offense seem like they're trying to figure out it doesn't seem as fluid without Waddle?
Yeah, I mean, I think when Jaylen Waddle was a part of this team, you knew every play. I guess you didn't really know every play. That's the thing. There was so much confusion. Now teams are able to pinpoint a little bit more. Okay, we can run, double coverage on John Mechie if we see them come out in this. We can run double coverage on DeVonta Smith maybe in this situation. But when you have those 3 elite receivers, it's so much harder to do that. We see the tight end stacking a couple times there on those opening couple drives and, just trying some things. I think that's what this is about. And that's why it's huge to be playing a team like Mississippi State this week, because you have a few opportunities to try things out before you play Auburn, before you get towards playoff season. Once you start closer to the SEC title, things might get a little bit more shaky. You need to have that plan down. So just try some things out. I don't hate the way that, they've stacked the tight ends. They've stacked the receivers at times so far. Got to utilize everybody now. You have to utilize everybody. Slade Bolden's looked, he just hadn't gotten a lot of touches yet. And, you just got to keep rolling. It's going to open up. Just find your rhythm. We saw Clemson take 3 quarters to do that today. So it'll come back.
Like they're showing the strip right now. Strip is still seeing some action.
Yeah. It's different, but it's still popping down.
Yeah, it's still popping. All right. So we'll be back when Bama gets in the red zone. This is the Bama Insider Watch Party, and how this works is we'll come on during the red zone, but watch the game. It's on ESPN, and we'll catch you guys in just a second. All right, fam. That was a big touchdown by Alabama, just right over the top from DeVonta Smith. We didn't even have time to get into the red zone, right? It just, I mean, that's just what you get with elite speed like DeVonta Smith. It was a 6-play, 61-yard scoring drive, lasted a minute 58. Alabama takes a 10-0 lead. I mean, that's textbook right there, Trey.
Yeah, that's huge. And something subtle on that play that I really liked. Mac did a nice little shoulder fake after he faked the handoff to Robinson there. It threw off the, I don't know exactly who the linebacker was, but he kind of jumped, came to the ground and gave Mac all kinds of area to see. Beautiful throw. Nice catch by DeVonta. Just typical Alabama offense getting right back to it.
It's so ridiculous, right? Like we're so used to seeing this, and it's just like again and again, you just see these two with such good chemistry. I mean, I was reminiscent of even when Tua was here, right? Like the receiver gets behind the DB, the quarterback throws a beautiful ball. That's just Alabama football now. Read off some stats before we come back to you next time. Mac Jones, 7 of 11, 74 yards, 1 touchdown. Najee Harris, 7 carries, 47 yards. He's been playing fantastic in this first quarter. On pace, close for 200 yards. You know what I'm saying? If they continue to feed him, right? I mean,
and they're balancing it so well right now, you know.
DeVonta Smith, 3 receptions, 43 yards and a touchdown. Now has 48 receptions on the season. It's just like,
oh my goodness,
he's just such a beast. Najee Harris also has 2 receptions, and John Metchie with 1 reception. Stat-wise comparison, Alabama has 119 yards in the first quarter. Mississippi State, guess how many yards they have? 10 yards. Alabama has 74 yards passing, as we talked about. Mississippi State just 6. And, you see that Mississippi State has 2 penalties. And let me get the defensive stats real quick. Brian Branch, as you talked about, he's been all over the place. He has 2 tackles. And get this, there's the stat box is small for Alabama right now on the defensive side of the ball. But these are the players in the stat box. Okay, there's 4 of them. Brian Branch, he's a freshman. Malachi Moore, he's a freshman. William Anderson, he's a freshman. Christian Harris, he's a sophomore. So you look at the young defense of Alabama, getting onto the field, getting those reps. And, they say freshmen don't play at Alabama. And freshmen start at Alabama.
Yeah.
So we'll be right back the next time Bama gets closer to the red zone, but Alabama up 10-0 in the first quarter. Really, I think that's what they needed to kind of get this offense going. It was a little sluggish for a little bit.
You just need that spark. You need that one deep ball to hit. Maybe not always even a touchdown. It wasn't a touchdown last week and in some of these previous weeks, but you need that one big play to get everybody riled up, kind of get your rhythm a little bit, get the offense flowing. That's what they needed. A nice drive overall. And they talked about it on the broadcast there. Just the way that Sarkisian, not just this game, all season, his entire career has been able to mix the run with the pass. It's beautiful, and it's been setting up this offense all year long. Got him in the end zone there, 10-0 Bama.
All right, cool, fam. We'll be back. Alabama doing what Alabama does, right? And before we go, that's kind of the thing that I want to talk about too, is like, or I was thinking about it, is like never in a million years would Alabama be like, in a close match like a Boston College. Yeah. And I get it, they're without Trevor Lawrence, but you get my point. Like,
I wasn't here when you guys were talking about that rankings question.
Yeah,
but it's interesting.
It's interesting, and it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just rankings. But the point is like, and I get it, they didn't have Trevor Lawrence, but I still think even with Mac, if Bryce Young comes in this game, Alabama's they don't. They don't play down to teams' levels. No, they play at the highest level all time. Now, very well, Clemson could get him Ohio State, and that's how it could go. I mean, even the way Auburn's playing right now, maybe finding themselves, but I don't know, because Auburn is always up and down. It's like a complete two-faced program. Yeah. So I don't know. When I look at the offense and kind of Alabama, there's just no way that this team is struggles with that lesser opponents. I don't know. That's just me.
Yeah, and it's different. You see the old misses of the world, those kind of games happen where you're getting more of a shootout. But at the same time, people look at this Clemson game today. I had some friends text me. I'm from that area, so I know a lot of Clemson people. Yeah. And we kind of go back and forth after the Ole Miss game. They were lighting me up. But today it's like, you know what? This was kind of a similar feel, and you guys got out of that game winning by 4 points. After being down by 18 at one point and only scoring 32, Alabama beat Ole Miss by 15 points and scored 63 in that game. So, you got to take it all in context, but everybody slips up. It's going to be really interesting to see how that affects the polls.
Before we break, check this out. So Jacob B, he's in Albuquerque.
Oh, man.
Trey. Okay, so Trey's in college, and I was wondering, I was like, he's been to Albuquerque. I used to live there. I'm from Santa Fe, and Trey has been to Albuquerque. So it's good to see that people, they're recognizing New Mexico a little bit.
A lot of love for it. Green chili, capital of the world.
Definitely. All right, fam. We'll be back, and next time Bama gets into the red zone. But enjoy the game and keep up in the chat, and we'll be right back. We might have to start doing the like coming in here when Alabama gets like to the 50-yard line, right?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I mean, you look at what Alabama's doing. I mean, it's just now, DeVonta Smith just, toying with the defense. I mean, he's so unbelievable what he's able to do. I mean, it's ridiculous. Like, so Alabama now leads. Do you update the score, Trey?
Yeah, we're on it now.
All right, 17-0. And for stats sake, Mac Jones, 10 of 14, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rating of 197. DeVonta Smith has 5 receptions, 99 yards with 2 touchdowns. He's been targeted 7 times. Alabama has 176 yards of offense. Mississippi State has 14 yards in this first quarter. I mean, it's like this is going to be Vegas knew it was like 33 points. I mean, this game is it's already off the rails, it feels like.
Yeah, I mean, this has kind of been a start that we expected, maybe a little bit later than we thought. This first few drives just didn't have a lot of consistency, not a lot of pace or rhythm to it, but this offense has figured it out. I love that route there. DeVonta giving a look to the sideline, kind of deking out the cornerback. And then what I really liked about that too, the ball was put in a really nice spot. It still led him, but it was a little bit to his right. So he was almost able to fake out the cornerback who wasn't looking at the ball. You could tell there, kind of come in and deke him out to create space. Once he got to the football, he was able to, have a step on him just because, of how talented he is with his eyeballs, not looking at the ball until it was right there. Beautiful touchdown, 17-0 now. I think we're going to see a lot of this tonight.
All right, fam. Well, we'll be back. I mean, maybe we should start doing, coming back. It's like Bam at the 50. We had Bam in the red zone, but it's like Bam at the 50. Yeah. So you guys knew how this works. So we'll be back. But Alabama continues to roll in this game. Probably going to get off the rails.
Yeah.
All right, fam. We're back here. I mean, this is Smitty's just at this point. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, thumbs up for Smitty. I mean, make sure that you appreciate what this young man is doing. I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean,
It's just so effortless.
it is.
I think,
it's. I mean, the stats for Smitty. Okay, 6 receptions, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
130 yards. Have a day.
Yeah, it's like most receivers, that get that maybe in a game.
Yeah.
Smitty's like,
maybe.
I get that in the first quarter.
I mean, that's, if he were to end the game right now, it'd be like, wow, DeVonta Smith had a really good day. 2 touchdowns. This is crazy. I think they might run it out here. They might try to run this third down play. Yeah, they're going to go for it before the quarter ends here. So let's see what they got. Well, All
right. There was I mean, man, this is going to get it's already off the rails. It's trying to find a GIF of DeVonta. I guess I need to make one.
There's no DeVonta Smith GIFs out there?
No.
What?
I know. 6 receptions around there.
That's a testament to how underrated this guy is.
Dude, it's so, he's so underrated.
It's crazy. That'll do it for the first quarter there.
Okay, so Alabama just completely taken Mississippi State to the woodshed. I mean, this is bad. I mean, Alabama has 216 yards in the first quarter. Mississippi State has 21. Score is 17-0. Mac Jones, 12-6, 171 yards. That's the first quarter. Najee Harris has close to 50 yards rushing. DeVonta Smith has 130 yards off 6 receptions. He has 2 touchdowns. I mean, fam.
Welcome to Alabama football.
Yeah. This is like, I mean, yeah, look, this is how spoiled the fans are. They're just like, all right, Bryce Young's in. I mean,
Bryce before halftime.
Yeah. They're like, Bryce before halftime. Yeah. That's how it is. I mean, I'm
here for it.
I mean, I'm here to see a lot of these guys get in. I mean, and QQ is like, look, this is too easy.
Oh, yeah.
This is too easy. This is a mismatch. I mean, I thought, kind of going in, it would be, maybe Mississippi State would move the chains a little bit, but I mean, I
thought we'd see a lot more out of this offense, if nothing else. Maybe not the defense. Alabama's going to do what they wanted, but this offense has been so underwhelming. No Tyrell Shavers.
This is the best one right here. Like taking candy from a baby. This is.
Yeah, they're giving it out today, man. It's Halloween, so Alabama's taking advantage.
All right, fam. We'll be back. All right, enjoy. This beatdown already. All right, we'll be back. jump back on here. All right, fam. All right, this is I don't know. I mean, this one is already off the rails as much as it could be, and we're back on Bama Insider as Bama is now inside the red zone and 4th and goal for the Crimson Tide as they start the second quarter. It looked like Mac Jones was going to try to get it to Miller Forrestal.
Yeah.
Looked like the ball placement was bad on that one, right?
Or, yeah, I mean, just a little low. I don't hate the idea of the placement, keep it lower because he's kind of in double coverage there with the way they ran out the receivers, make him have to go down and get it. But the timing wasn't there. He tried to turn around and reach down. It just wasn't working out on that one. The false start penalty too hurts.
And you know what time it is? Will Riker time.
Oh, yeah.
Scoring drive, 5 plays, 35 yards. Alabama now up 20-0 over Mississippi State as the second quarter has just started. It was a 5-play, 35-yard drive, lasted 1 minute and 18 seconds. And you know what that means? That means we take another break and we wait for Alabama to continue to score another touchdown. And we'll actually get some updates. We got Ohio State and Penn State. That we might start talking about that game instead of this game
tonight. And Oklahoma State, the number 6 team in the country, losing to Texas right now. Last time I saw, I don't know if that's still the case, but good ones tonight.
Yeah, so this one looks about as bad as it could be. But we got Penn State, we got Ohio State, so maybe we'll provide some updates of those games. And what was that? Oklahoma State and Texas?
Oklahoma State and Texas. It was 34-27 at last check. I don't know where they're at now. Oklahoma State's losing to Texas.
Oh, wow.
So the unranked Longhorns trying to pull the upset.
See, and that's the thing with Texas. It's kind of the similar case with Auburn. Mm-hmm. It's like these up and down teams. It'd be interesting to cover one of those teams because there's so much drama, and then they win this remarkable game.
Oh yeah.
Whereas in our market, Alabama just crush everybody.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's never a contact, and those football prowesses too is so big at those schools. It's like
that's what I'm saying.
Success. Yeah. Those fans are hungry.
All right. So QQ is like Penn State's gonna win. Overtime game. So that's an overtime. Looks like an overtime.
Okay. Here. Yeah. Wow.
So. Man. So you guys post in the comment box, and if you guys, have updates or whatever, and we'll be back next time Bama's inside the red zone. Bama Insider, thank you guys for watching. Remember, after this is the post-game call and show. Take your calls and talk about magnificent Mac Jones and why he is so serious. I love when they post those Joker pictures. Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll be back, fam. Hang tight. All right, fam. We got Alabama right now with a 20-0 lead in this particular game against Mississippi State. Kyle Henderson here of BamaInsider.com. And yeah, there's a quarterback sack. I mean, that was we've seen two of them. We've seen Phil Mathis. He's playing inspired.
He is.
And you have Chris Allen with his first sack of the season. We've seen 2 sacks, and as they just said on the broadcast, Alabama came in with just 7 sacks on the year. But the defense playing much better. I mean, look at the overall statistics in this game. Mississippi State only has 34 yards in this game. Talk about some of that pass rush and what you've seen, because we've talked about it. I mean, these guys are certainly playing, inspired.
Yeah, aggressive and, just better. Weak offensive line for Mississippi State, but they're taking advantage. You see Chris Allen with the sack there a minute ago. Just a lot of guys stepping up and making plays. We see a few batted balls. And if nothing else, just creating pressure. 3-man rush tonight. They're usually running 4 after the quarterback, so a little bit different of a scheme, but it's obviously working really well for this team. Creates a little bit more, pressure later on as the play develops, whereas, the 4-man rush just kind of creates more confusion, more chaos around the pocket. Tonight they're attacking, they're getting in there, forcing some bad throws. We saw a couple of them on that drive. And, the sack to top it off there, 20-0 still. It feels like it's a little bit further out of hand. I don't know about you. 20-0 doesn't seem exactly right, but dominant so far.
Yeah, and I think just like I think Jackie said it right here. I mean, at least they look like they're tackling better. I mean, we saw a really good open field tackle by Dylan Moses early in the game. We saw a lot of these freshmen are all over the field. Alabama starting 3 freshmen on the defensive side, as we talked about earlier. Chris Allen with a good sack. He got around the tackle. I thought he looked great. Christian Harris, I mean, he played well, and Costello for the quarterback of Mississippi State. Hopefully he's okay.
Yeah, I know. Right. Tough blow there. Dylan Moses with a nice tackle, but you hate to see that. I mean, it's just looked confused and lost. Concussion protocol, I guess, going on now. But Dylan Moses, a guy too that has played a whole lot better tonight. Has looked a little inconsistent at times this year. He's been wrapping up tonight, if nothing else. Just good in the open field, everybody.
So stats-wise on defense, Alabama is led by Chris Allen, who has 2 tackles. One of them is a sack, obviously. And then Christian Harris, who has 2 tackles. Brian Branch and Malachi Moore each have a pass breakup. And then, as you know, Alabama's offense, it feels like they're a lot, it feels like they have 40 points in this game. They're up 20-0. And Mac Jones, 13 of 18, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rating of 192. What about Slade Bolden on that punt return?
And just juking and jiving. And there was I guess the punt return before that, he really got some space. It was fun to see him kind of break out a little bit there. Jaylen Waddle is known for his punt returns, but Slade Bolden's catching up here. No, maybe not. But it's been
no, remember, just be Bolden.
Yeah, that's it. There it is.
All right, look, we got
Trey Sanders.
Trey Sanders in with 7-10 in the second quarter. We'll notate that.
Is that the vibe tonight? All right.
Trey in 7-10.
Had to double take to make sure number 10 was still on.
And he was returning kicks as well. So they're trying to get Trey Sanders onto the field, obviously, more, and which is good. So we can do. And that was a good run right there.
Here you go again. And we saw last week, I think, was the first time we really saw to see him. He hasn't played very much, but he didn't have it against Missouri in week 1. And coming back from the injury, COVID offseason, everything else,
sure.
expected to an extent. But Tennessee last week, this kid looked good.
Yeah.
Good to see him get some reps tonight.
No, I think more of a sample size. Look at Najee, just a nice little 12 carry, 6 yards. He's just like chilling on
just
the
hanging out.
Second quarter vibes we like, right? He's just chilling. Like it's unbelievable. But the good thing is that the majority of the first team is still in there. So you want that so Trey Sanders can have that confidence of running behind the first team. Alabama going to the air. Mac Jones.
Wow, nice play there by DeVonta Smith to act as the defender, if nothing else. Break that up.
And we've talked about it several times that he could be one of the best defensive backs on this team. So going up there, being the defender, like you say, and man, he almost caught that. Been one of those weird,
Tried to kind of go behind his back.
I didn't like that ball at all by Mac Jones. The placement. He's been a little bit off this game, even though his rating is still ridiculous. It seems. We're so spoiled,
I know it. I don't mean off, is this. The deep ball has been a little bit different tonight, though. There's no doubt about it.
But he still has those 2, huge targets. And here's Bolden.
Oh, yeah. And the other one to DeVonta, the nice, sideline play.
I'm trying my best, not to compare every single time Slade Bolden catches it to Jaylen Waddle. I was just about to say, Jaylen Waddle would have been faster.
What would have Jaylen Waddle done?
You got to stop doing that. Let's just take it for what it is. I need to, I'm going to stop doing that, or at least try to.
It's hard.
But I think everybody out there is like that, right? They're like, well, if Jaylen would have caught that.
Yeah, it's hard. There's a lot of pressure on the kid. We talked about it last night.
And he's doing a good job. No, he's doing just fine.
He is.
Certainly elusive back there as a punt returner. See what Alabama could do. There he is again. DeVonta Smith has 8 receptions. Just a nice little, second quarter stats. 8 receptions, 150 yards. That's, on pace. On pace for a cool, 300?
Man, and that's slowed down too. He had 130 in the first quarter. Man.
And I'm glad they're giving, Landon Dickerson some TV time, because this offense doesn't go without him.
No, not at all. They deserve it all.
So look at that pocket.
Just so much space. Nice little sliding grab there by Bolden.
Yeah,
Mac has had the time this season. There's just no denying. Najee's had the holes.
This is a better offensive line than Tua had.
Oh yeah, I think so. And Tua, different quarterback. He was so good outside of the pocket. He was so good under pressure. I think he could handle it. But this is the perfect situation for Mac Jones. Just getting him some space, giving him some time to throw it.
Alabama 282 yards of offense.
Oh my goodness.
Mississippi State 34. 20-0. This is a Mike Leach team, and you come in here and they're like, oh yeah, this Mike Leach team, it's, let's see what they can do. But it just shows you how good Alabama is. And it's just a completely different game in the SEC.
Oh yeah. It means more is what they say.
Yeah,
I think. It is though. And this is a good showing tonight. I think 20-0 is deceptive, but if nothing else, the defense coming out tonight, looking the way they have is so exciting.
Philip of the House Harris with the $5 super chat. Appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. That is Kendall Randolph right there, number 85.
Mm-hmm.
So Kendall Randolph goes in as tackle and then also as tight end.
Yeah, it's interesting how they've been kind of, moving him out there. And, I guess Billings, we still haven't seen tonight.
Look at this offense.
Oh, man. They've been pushing the pile a little bit there.
Was that a train there?
Helping Trey Sanders out that time, getting pumped up.
That's good, man. I'm finally glad to see Trey Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
I think that first game put a bad taste in a lot of our mouths.
It
right?
did.
Like it was just like 9 carries for 1 yard. But look at this dude right here.
There's Billingsley on that.
Oh, wow. And Trey Sanders running tough. Wow, good. Good to see that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna notate that so we can talk about that later.
See if they come back to him here. They do. Oh, it's Najee back in the game now. A lot of space. Oh, if he had to trip, that's a TD.
Man.
Creeping up on the red zone again. I love how they're just utilizing everybody at this point in the game. Still 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. We're seeing Brian Robinson get some touches. Trey Sanders coming in, getting his work. Najee back in the game now. This is awesome.
JB's like, my God, this is unfair. Bama got a 99 on offense. Seriously, they do. Like, the ratings wise, like if we had NSA, could you imagine?
Oh my goodness,
we'd be playing for halftime. We'd be streaming it. It would be, it would be. I'd be having a dynasty. I'd be dominating Trey.
Maybe not that necessarily.
we still haven't played our Madden. Look at Mac Jones.
The legs. Yes, sir, Mac Jones.
Little shots fired there on the Madden, man.
Yeah. It's nothing. I don't want to overstep here. I'm not that good at Madden. I don't want to talk up a big game.
What about FIFA? You play FIFA?
I like myself a good game of FIFA now, Kyle.
Me too. I love FIFA.
It's just so quick and fun. I'm not a huge soccer guy in general.
I'm not either, but I love FIFA. And here we go. Look at geez.
Little stutter step, hold up.
Look at how many guys were on that play for Najee. It takes like 8 guys to get him physically down, right?
It's insane. Man.
I love the stop right there. That's going to be great to rewatch.
Oh, yeah.
He just hit the brakes.
Kind of held his hands up, too.
Najee is it's unbelievable.
It is, man.
All right. And all right. I think you're going to be happy with this next play. Looks like we might be just a few seconds behind.
Well, delay now. Now I'm guessing. Who's it going to be?
Come on. You know who it's going to be.
Oh, my goodness.
It's going to be Smitty.
This is unbelievable.
Look at this. This is like, remember when he did against Ole Miss when he got 5 touchdowns? So right now, DeVonta Smith has 9 receptions for 159 yards and 3 touchdowns. Look at. Do you see Jaylen Waddle? He's like, this is too easy. Look at that.
It's crazy too. After that, they're not even celebrating. They're just talking over what it was like.
This is crazy. I mean, Smitty just it's unbelievable how good this kid is. 9 receptions, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's like, come on.
The team is going to be happy paying him a whole lot of money next year.
I mean, I know the election, is Tuesday night, but maybe throw Smitty on that ballot. Smitty for prez. I mean,
why not?
geez.
At this point, I mean, shoot, I was pretty heavy on the bandwagon early on this season. Jaylen Waddle for Heisman. It was a hot take. Receivers don't win the Heisman, but he's now gone. Maybe Smitty should get in this conversation a little bit here.
Oh my goodness, it's unbelievable. Yeah, this right here, what Raider just said, Raider fan. I love that I don't have to hold my breath on field goals,
right,
and extra points. This is such an understatement right here, because I mean, it's like now with Will Reichard, what he's able to do. I mean, it's really unbelievable. I mean, he comes in, it's almost became, at least on PATs, he's automatic, and now I think he was 8 for 8 on the season.
Yeah,
right?
Hit a 40-yarder today too. That just looks so natural. It looked like it was going from 25, because the kid just doesn't miss. And I think I still cringe a little bit, still hold my breath a little bit, just because it's Alabama trying to kick the football. But this is awesome, man.
Bam Bam 89 is like, I love the reaction on Waddle. He was just like, this is ridiculous.
What do you do?
Hey, we got Brent with the $10 super chat. Appreciate it. Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah,
shout out from Michigan.
Coach.
Yeah. Happy birthday. The Halloween. I was calling it a national holiday. I mean, it is, saving. I mean, it's just pretty much the same thing, right? Anytime it's the goats, it's just gotta
live it up. This is awesome too. We get Halloween on a weekend. Only comes every few years.
Yeah. All the kids out there. You saw my neighborhood. I mean, it's like kids are going hard. That's good. It's good for the kids to get that candy. And then, like as a parent, you have all these kids who have just like so much candy, and you're just like, what do I do with all this candy? Man, DeVonta Smith, just so amazing. I mean, 9 receptions for 159 yards, 3 touchdowns in the second quarter.
Tearing it up. They keep rolling 27-0 now. It feels like about 100-0 at this point. Great to see. But again, we've talked about it a lot. This defense has been the highlight of this game so far. The way the line has come out, they got a lot of criticism. Coming out looking good. 0 on the toasted count so far.
So this morning we talked about it on my pregame call-in show, and we were talking about how many toasted counts are going to be DBs getting beat, right?
That's
0. I mean, and I think the defensive backs and the defense, I mean, they played well. Now, is the fan base going to be like Pete Golding did a good job, or they're like, is Nick Saban calling it, or is the defense just playing inspired? I'll tell you what, I have it written down right here. Phil Mathis, he might be getting a game ball. He's been playing really well. Chris Allen, was great to see him with a sack. And then the defensive stats, right here, you have quarterback hurries. You still only have 1, which is interesting, but you have 2 sacks. Chris Allen has 2 total tackles. Christian Harris has 2. Brian Branch 2. Dylan Moses has 2. So kind of a collective, take from the defense. And actually, Drew Sanders has a tackle as well. Another freshman.
Okay, yeah.
A lot of these freshmen getting rotated, which I mean, everybody loves.
Love to see it, yeah.
27-0 in the second quarter. I mean, it's just Jaylen Waddle's. I mean, that's the expression. I think. I mean, everybody knows it. Just this is a mismatch. Alabama has this is crazy. All right, Alabama has 333 yards of offense. Mississippi State has 34.
Man, and if you just look at some of these stats right now, 18 first downs to 1. That's on the whole game.
18 first downs to 1?
To 1. Like what? How do you even – the rushing yards now 116 to 18. Alabama per reception is getting about 12 yards, a little over that. So just dominance.
18 first down. I've never even seen that.
That's unbelievable. I mean, that's 18 to 1. 5 and 9 on third down so far. Mississippi State still yet to convert a third down. They're 0 for 6.
Yeah, this is ugly. All right, fam. We'll be back on the Bama Insider, but Alabama update the scoreboard. It's 27 now to 0 right here in the second quarter. All right, fam. So it's getting close to that halftime break. You know what we do at halftime. We're going to take a break, and you guys stay in the chat. We'll be back, and then remember after the game is the post game call-in show. I want to hear your thoughts. You feel that this team is now, the clear-cut favorite? Is it is Clemson, kind of taking a step back? I mean, there's no Trevor Lawrence
Might be
against
some rat
Leonard.
poison there.
Yeah, we got
Todd.
it. This post game show is all rat poison. All right,
yeah.
it's I should have had I'm gonna have my rat poison shirt on for Halloween. And we're going to talk rat poison during the post-game call-in show. And we're going to have Nick Saban's press conference. And we're going to have, all that and more. Game's not, I mean, the game's
No,
the game,
yeah, it's
I'm trying to, we're trying for ratings. So Alabama 27, Mississippi State 0. We'll be back and right here on Bama Insider. You guys be in the chat and we'll catch up with you guys soon. All right, fam. What's going on? After the game is the after party. You got the post game call in show. Call in and tell me your favorite DeVonta Smith touchdown. Or your favorite Mac Jones touchdown. Right. Right. I mean, these guys are just rolling. It's 27-0 as the game is opened up in the third quarter. And I mean, it's really been, I think the defense certainly deserves some credit in this game. I mean, anytime you hold a Division I program to under 50 yards in the first half of a game, I mean, that's just phenomenal. I mean, every single possession for Mississippi State, as they just showed on TV, has been a punt. I think the defense has played inspired. We've seen a lot of positives from William Anderson. Phil Mathis has played on fire. I mean, the defense, right? I mean,
it's been better. Elite. It's been awesome. And, this is a Mississippi State team with a head coach that is known for how high-powered his offenses are. A guy that has had so much success scoring the football. A donut tonight is huge. This was, never going to be a test for Alabama. But, at points throughout the week, we kind of had that conversation. Maybe Ole Miss can move the football a little bit better than this, at least, because this has been dominance.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great to see these players play inspired. I think that was Phil Mathis again. Yeah. Phil Mathis is really I've always been a fan of Phil Mathis, but I think we've seen a lot of tonight. He's playing fast. He came in with a punch right there. Mike Leach is like, that play didn't work either. And right,
what do we even do now, man?
It's an improvement, and I think they're playing better, and it's at the perfect time because you go into that bye week, and granted there's still some game left, but for the most part this team is healthy. They can stay healthy. They can refocus and finish out that back end stretch with those redemption games against LSU, games against Auburn. Whatever type of Arkansas this team is looked improved, and then you also have Kentucky.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be a good defense there with the Wildcats of Kentucky. So you got to get ready for that. Just use this off week to just get right, get healthy. This team doesn't struggle with discipline. They don't struggle with, staying focused. We saw it a little bit. I'd say Missouri maybe is the only true game where they didn't come with it for 4 quarters. Sure. Just work on the little things, work on the mental things, and just get healthy. Make sure that you're doing all the right protocols, because we saw it today. This week, Trevor Lawrence having to exit. Sure. Because of COVID. So something
that could happen to Alabama.
Exactly.
That could happen. I mean, that could happen to anybody. I mean, so you gotta be prepared. I'm curious to see when we see Bryce Young, because we've seen him kind of in the scrap times. I'm curious to see if they would send him out right now. I think these guys need as many reps as possible. But think about this, and this is one thing that I didn't think about. Nick Saban has also preached that he wants these guys to be 4-quarter ready. Mm-hmm. And I get it. This game is over, so take the guys out. Well, I mean, a lot of it is you want your ones to be able to go the distance during games when they have to go the distance, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, because come Ohio State, come Clemson, come an improved Auburn team, you got to be able to go the distance against those teams if it's a 4-quarter game. And if these guys are just used to, playing 2 quarters, they're not going to have that 4-quarter mentality.
Exactly. Just good games in the second half. They're playing competitive minutes of football, but it's coming every game in the first 15, the first 30. You're not really getting that chance to be pressured. Georgia, that game was going to be intense the whole way through regardless, and it ended up being a good game throughout the second half. But, you're going to play teams where that's not the case. And just to look up at the scoreboard and see the fourth quarter on there with a close game throws you off. It's completely different. I didn't play football for very long, but in my time, it was a lot different. That's when the game matters. You need those reps. This game doesn't matter. You're not going to get those reps in this game, but just being able to look up and, play throughout the entire thing is big for this team. But I do think we see Young here, maybe not the next possession, maybe the one after that, but we could see him as early as the next set.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, okay, this is rapid fire ratings with Trey Yanity. Okay. If we had NCAA football 2021, I'm going to do some rapid fire. Okay. You guys all remember the game. I'm going to ask Trey Yanity what the ratings are. Okay. So you know the games. Okay?
Oh yeah.
All right, Here we go. Okay. Mac Jones overall.
I'm going to go 94.
Okay. 90. I like that. Okay, good. Thumbs up. Yeah. Thumbs up. 94. Okay. What about Najee Harris?
Oh, I mean, Najee Harris, 97. I mean, this dude.
Okay. All right.
He's elite. That's an elite back.
How about DeVonta Smith?
DeVonta
99
Smith
guy?
Tonight, 99, no doubt about it. You got to put him in that conversation, though.
He's
That's
like a
an elite
90.
class.
He's like, I know. That's what I'm saying.
It's hard to get on that game. But
his catch rating definitely got
catch rating.
That's why it
99.
was crazy that he dropped a pass tonight. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Now I'm going to get a little harder, okay? Jones goes down for a sack. Oh, is Mac Jones? Oh, well, he's getting off the field because it's fourth down.
Yeah.
Okay. How about Slade Bolden?
Slade Bolden is interesting because, we're still – I'm going to go 83. That sounds critical, I mean, this whole offense is great, and he doesn't get enough credit for what he's doing because of how good this offense is, but I'm going to stick him with the 83. What do you think for Bolden?
I mean, you're pretty solid on your ratings, to be honest.
You.
I like the ratings. I mean, you get what I'm saying. All right, okay. On the defensive side, real quick, I just want to get the feel. Malachi Moore.
Man, it's still so young. We're still figuring it out. But right now, after 5 games, I'm going to give the kid 91. I mean, he's been a highlight of this defense so far. He's been awesome in the star spot. That's a hard position to play. It's so complex. A lot going on there. He's looked great.
All right, so that was rapid fire ratings with Trey Yannity. We're members of BamaInsider.com. Alabama leading 27-0. Trying to spice this game up. And as you can see, Alabama complete rolling. As we look at the defensive stats in this third quarter, I mean, I think we've seen a lot of positivity from that defensive line. And that was kind of one of the storylines coming in. You're seeing Fedarian Mathis play at a very high level. You're seeing William Anderson. I mean, it's incredible how quick he can get into the backfield. And then I also have liked the play of the freshmen. I think Brian Branch, as you said, has been everywhere. Malachi Moore. And overall, the key stat that stands out to me, and I'm going to say it again and again, I haven't seen this too often. Alabama has 344 yards of offense. Mississippi State has 57.
Man, that's 57 may even be more than I was thinking for that one. It's dominance, and you love to see it on the defensive side because they've gotten a lot of criticism throughout the year, and it's cooled down. They're getting better. People are recognizing their improvement, but this is the kind of game they needed. Handle your business. Clemson didn't do that today. Now everybody's knocking on their door with a whole lot of questions. So just handle your business, especially defensively against a team like this. You gotta love it, especially up front.
All right. And I think before we head out to break, and we'll be right back, next time Bama gets inside the red zone, but defense is doing an excellent job. This is from Dorito Bag. This is one of my favorite things. The Dorito bag. Yes, it's so solid. And the nacho cheese Doritos, classic.
Oh, the best.
Such a great product.
Cool Ranch is good too.
Cool Ranch is solid. No, I like Cool Ranch.
It's a sleeper. It's
if I had to
Sunday
choose either one, I would go Cool Ranch.
Okay, over the nacho cheese entirely.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, that's a hot take.
Hey, retweet or sound off if you agree with that Cool Ranch is better. But Dorito Bag says, defense doing an excellent job today. Very proud, but our offense, I can tell, is not explosive without Jaylen Waddle.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's a great take. That's the word that everybody's been using, and before the injury, explosiveness. That's what Alabama's losing, if nothing else, is just that explosion, the athleticism, everything else. 5-star is going to be a high first-round pick, but that explosiveness is the one thing that you're going to miss the most. It's not like this offense is going to struggle, and it's not like they're losing that. They're very still deep and ready to pounce, but without a guy like that,
it's kind of like they went to now they have 4 gears instead of 5 gears.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just they don't have that top end. And a lot of people are asking about Javon Baker. Now look, before the game, I was tipped off. I got some nuggets, and surprisingly, source told me that they don't expect to see a lot of Javon Baker.
Yeah.
And the reason is because they like Slade Bolden so much at that inside slot position, and that Javon Baker is more of an outside receiver. So you kind of look for him to potentially switch out if, DeVonta Smith comes out. He's kind of one of the outside receivers, which I found interesting as well. And I was also told that potentially they could move Smitty or Mechie into that slot, and then that would allow for Javon Baker to come on the outside. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think Javon Baker, from what we've seen from him, is a versatile receiver. He can play slot at the outside, but so far, we really haven't seen Baker. And Slade Bolden has been in this game, and Slade Bolden has 3 receptions for 20 yards, and he's been targeted 3 times. Look at that defense coming up with batted ball. Is that Phil Mathis again?
No way. Look at him.
Jeez.
All over the field, man.
What a game by Phil Mathis.
He played well in that Georgia game too. They all did, but just good to see this energy. A lot of bats tonight.
All right, we'll be back next time, Bama, in the red zone. But you just want to hop off and provide some quick context. Alabama's still rolling. himself.
Man, here we go.
He had the solo look.
That the spotlight.
The spotlight was on him. All right. It looks like Phil Mathis he's limping off. He's going into the tent right now. Doesn't have the best look on his face.
Yeah, at least he's
played fantastic.
Power. Yeah, big game. Looked like a left leg there might have been the issue. He was kind of favoring that.
Did you guys see that Florida brawl?
Oh, man.
And they play Georgia.
They're playing Georgia in just a week.
Oh,
wow.
Jeez.
Oh, and he dropped it.
There you go, D.
They're
Right?
gonna call it a catch. No, they're gonna say incomplete.
No way.
Oh wow, that's a tough call there. I mean,
Man,
probably didn't have it for long enough, but
that was crazy. That was a big hit by Daniel Wright, who hasn't been the biggest thumper. No, he didn't have it at all. That was a good play.
Nice play, just nice to come in
and I'm glad to see some physicality from Daniel Wright.
Oh yeah, definitely. Just getting more explosive, more aggressive. He struggled with that in week 1 and has turned it around since then. But yeah, nice hit there. I don't know what they're gonna say here. That's a tough one. It looked like
there's like 0% chance, in my opinion, that they call that a catch.
You think so? I think 1, 2, and then he comes around with it here. I don't know.
No, I don't know.
That's a hard one. That's a really weird play.
That was weird. All right, fam. Well,
yeah. Interesting plays here. This third quarter is still dragging along, 27-0.
What a game.
Man.
It's the energy. I asked everyone, kind of the energy level of this game. It just seems like a different game.
It is.
It seems like Alabama isn't as explosive without Jaylen Waddle. It seems like, I don't know. I mean, they have the guys, but it doesn't seem like they have, I don't know. The offense just seems different.
It hasn't been the same today. It definitely hasn't been the same. Last week, it was the same exact team, and they still even had a different feel without Jaylen Waddle. I don't know what it is today. Mississippi State's defense has been a little bit pesky, creating some pressure. They've been doing a nice job on third down. I think Bama's converted. Let's see, where's the third? 5 for 11 now on third downs.
Yeah.
They've held Alabama there to only 5 of those conversions. I think that's their biggest point. But just a weird flow to this game. Definitely a weird flow.
Super weird flow. We'll see what happens. Everyone is saying it's a catch. You think it's a catch, right?
I think it's probably going to be a catch. It almost looked like he was trying to roll over and give.
I kind of think because of the possession.
Yeah.
It's. I love football because and I say this all the time, like we've watched so many games, right? With all our buddies, like all the stuff that we watch. And then every single game, there's a play where like, I've never seen
anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how football is. And we'll always have this every single game. We'll always be puzzled, right? Yeah. You can't just like revert to these plays that happen. It's just like
it's uncommon.
Leach is like, we're gonna score, we're gonna get over 100 yards in this game. They're at 93 yards right now.
This would be a big play for it.
Yeah. Ruling on the field, incomplete. I told you guys.
I think that was the original ruling. I think we're still waiting on the booth.
Oh, okay. All right. Look at Saban.
Wow, there you go, Kyle.
Yeah.
There it is. That's a big one.
I told you.
I
thought so. I mean, I saw that he didn't have control, and I think that's what they, came down to. I mean, it was kind of like a bang bang, and then he just lost possession. So I'm not. Look, he has it right here, and then loses it right.
Yeah,
there.
I guess the bump kind of knocked it to the point of where
it jarred it. See, and what they're gonna say is because the ball flew out right there. That's what it came down to.
Yeah, that's so interesting too, because it's he had it for that second and still had possession after that, but just didn't have enough of it. Big third down here.
They're 1 for 10 in the game so far.
Wow,
and they didn't get that.
Did not get that one, man.
You gotta go. You
gotta go for it. It doesn't matter, but I would love to see a 0 up on the scoreboard at the end of this game.
It's been a long time. We'll have to do some trivia. Yeah. When was the last time Alabama shut out an opponent?
Was it? I'm wondering if it was maybe, and there was probably one of those, gimme games at the beginning of the year, but I'm wondering if maybe it was LSU on the road 2 seasons ago. 29-0 game.
Look at this. Steven right here saying Jaylen Waddle will be missed, but nobody is talking about the fact that Mississippi State's defense ranked number 1 in the SEC. It's a great point. I mean, a lot of people said that Mississippi State's defense is going to be good. I do think kind of a couple of things. I think one, I think they've been lacking some rhythm in this game, but to Mississippi State's credit, they've always had a salty defense, kind of like a quiet, salty defense.
Yeah, no, it's scrappy for sure. And they, they've just been bringing some pressure today. It's been a lot about, Mac Jones kind of trying to do too much on the deep ball, it seems. A little bit of him making mistakes, but, a lot of this defense creating them too. So if there's one positive you take away, I guess that's it for Mississippi State. You still allowed 27 points, but there's bright sides,
I mean, considering the game was, it was a 29 point. I think the final spread was 29.
Mm-hmm.
It was 33. Then it went to 29. I mean, Vegas pretty much right on the nail right here. And oh my goodness.
I don't think I've ever seen a play like that before.
Whoa.
I wonder
how many guys got lit on that play, including Dylan Moses.
That's an unbelievable play.
Whoa. That was crazy.
What even
that talk about bang bang. That's like exactly what happened right there. My goodness.
That's insane. It looks like he just kind of ripped it out almost.
Who got hit. So Dylan Moses gets it. Josh Jobe smashes it. Chris Allen kills that guy, and then Dylan Moses gets lit.
If he comes out of the end zone, then
what is that play? Do you see what I'm saying? Well, just as I was saying, that's an interception, right, fam?
That's going to be the only way that Alabama comes away with this football.
Job just smashing that. Yeah, there you go.
And there you go. And down at the 1-2. That's interesting because he came out and then fell back in, but I guess he was down at the 1.
INT by Moses. That was a crazy play at 2:38.
That is one of the most unbelievable interceptions. I've never seen anything like that. We were just talking about stuff like that.
I just told you.
Unique.
That was crazy.
I mean,
whoa, that was. Yeah, that's a good point. Low Rec is like, why did he run it out?
That's what I'm saying. There was maybe he looked around and saw that there was 4 or 5 guys he knew could block for him, but still, I mean, you have a football field in front of you. Take the touchback.
Yeah, that was weird. I don't know. That was strange.
That was very odd. Lucky it worked out the way it did.
You're hoping for the goose egg.
That's what I'm saying, man. Right on the doorstep. That's a cool way to prevent it too. A play like that.
I mean, a lot of these guys aren't getting on the field. I mean, people are starting to talk about, Alabama not rotating their players. They're not. I mean, They
aren't. DeVonta Smith again.
I knew he'd catch that.
You just the whole way in. When it's in the air, you see that look on his face. You're like, this ball will be caught.
It's crazy. But, even if you guys follow Ali Cajo on Instagram, like he was like, someone was like, is the defense any good? He's like, I don't know. I don't play.
Yeah.
And, so kind of a lot of these players starting to get upset that they're not getting playing time.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you wonder about that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean Ismail Sopsher just entered the transfer portal.
Yeah. It's.
Look at this dude.
A lot of it is the way this program works,
200
the
yards.
system, but it is weird. You think by this point, at least, we got 1:46 to go here in the third quarter. We'd start seeing some second strings.
Look at Najee. Get up there. I smell a hurdle.
There we go. Yeah. He looked like he might have wanted to take launch there, didn't. Nice gain, though. 10 yards.
Yeah, DeVonta is unbelievable. Man, this is the longest third quarter that there's been.
This has been a very long third quarter.
Right?
Yeah. And no points this third quarter. It was 27-0 at the half.
Man, that was crazy. They're trying to get, I guess, Mac up to 400 yards again, right?
Yeah, I guess that's the idea. Let's see.
Well, no, maybe that's not true because he's only at 270. So.
Oh, yeah. No, he's not getting there.
No, he's not getting there, but he could hit 300.
Yeah, and I mean, he's got that rating up to 188. Kind of fluctuated throughout the game.
Yeah, for a while there was over 200. I mean, still a ridiculous rating.
Yeah.
I mean, Najee Harris, a quiet 19 rushes for 114 yards, right? It's like, look at that. B-Rob, get up the field, B-Rob. Get Landon Dickerson, just like. In defensively, Dylan Moses now has 6 tackles, got 1 interception. William Anderson has 5 tackles and 2 quarterback hurries. And you also have 2 quarterback hurries by Christian Harris. And you have 2 quarterback hurries for Christian Barmore. So 7 total quarterback hurries and then 2 sacks, 1 interception. I mean, you talk about, the defense, playing much better. And, we've seen that. And I get it. Like Mississippi State's going through a lot of stuff. I mean, where they have 8 or 9 guys in the transfer portal.
Yeah, it's something insane. Some guys sitting out too. You guys just leaving the program.
But the point is, you got to come with it. And the defense, I think, has done that in this particular game. So as we move to the 4th, we'll be back when Bama jumps inside the red zone or when they throw another long touchdown pass. All right. So you heard it. He just tied Amari Cooper's uh, career touchdown receiving record. DeVonta
Man,
Smith, unbelievable. Update the scoreboard. Hit the. I mean, it's unbelievable. Just tied Amari Cooper, as everybody's saying. It's unbelievable. I mean, stats wise, I mean, what he's done, and I mean, he's like Velcro, right? I mean, he
yeah, I mean,
34-0. It was a 9-play, 99-yard scoring drive.
this is so
Mac
fun to
Jones,
watch.
24-31,
Man,
291, 4 touchdowns. DeVonta Smith, 11 receptions, 203 yards, 4 touchdowns.
it's like 4, man, and 3 in the first quarter, 2 in the first quarter. Whatever. This guy,
He's such a. It's like I love watching greatness.
oh yeah,
Because we're going to eventually move past this, but I'm glad that we can at least like savor this like right now because this is greatness.
this is, and I think what's so cool about it, it's subtle greatness. You know, it's a guy
Yeah,
that's so humble about how great he is because he is. You know, I'm going to say he's the most talented receiver in the country right now. You can make the argument even for Justin Ross when he's healthy, or even Jaylen Waddle when he's healthy. But this guy is elite, and
yeah.
you know he has flown under the radar his career. 2nd and 26 play got him on the map year 1, but you know having to play behind Jerry Jeudy and Henry Ruggs, it's tough. And you know he had more receiving yards than any of them last year. Coming out this year, just dominating, leading this team.
I was going to say I think he came in. Let's see, he came in with 45 receptions, and so now I mean over 50 receptions in this game or on the season. It's really remarkable what he's done in this amount of time this year. I didn't think that he was going to. I knew he was going to be truly dynamic, of course, but like the level that Smitty plays at, like consistently. I mean, he's a NFL guy as well.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, I cannot wait to see these guys on Sunday. But I mean, just everything that Smitty is, and just like how humble he is. I'm sure we'll get to talk to him after the game. He's just the most humble cat, and what he's doing right now is just like mind blowing.
Just so smooth, such a good route runner, such good hands. You know, just sees every ball in, so soft with it. Rare drop tonight too, which I think he's probably going to think about more than anything else. Just the way he is.
Yeah,
but
56 balls in this season.
Wow, that's insane. 56.
Yeah,
man, that seems even a little high. Like
I know that's what I'm saying. It's crazy. I don't know. All right, fam. You know what we do. Hey, and then after this, we'll close the stream down, and then we'll come back with the post-game call-in show. Ticket calls. We'll talk about Alabama, Mississippi State. We'll talk about the defense. I want to hear your take on the defense. And if you saw improvement from them, I want to talk about Mac Jones. I want to talk about kind of the overall spectrum of college football as well. I mean, this team, can they really make a run without Jaylen Waddle? That was kind of the hot takes from around on game day. I know David Pollock said that this morning, that he doesn't feel that they can win without Jaylen Waddle. I mean, DeVonta Smith is unbelievable. So I want to take your calls after the game. And so look for the new stream, hit the thumbs up, like and subscribe. We'll be back as Alabama leads Mississippi State 34-0 in the fourth quarter. All right, fam. What's going on? Kyle Anderson here with Trey Yanity. Alabama leading 34-0 in the fourth quarter. You're starting to see some twos get in. You saw Bryce Young come in the game with 12 minutes and 20 seconds. You saw Javon Baker. You're seeing Trey Sanders. So you're starting to see some of these twos get in later in the game. It's been put away for a while, really since that first quarter that Alabama kind of took control. So here's how it's going to work. All right. We're going to have the post game call-in show right after the game ends. Okay, so I'm gonna take your calls immediately following the game. So we'll let you guys chat probably till 3 minutes or something like that. Then I'm gonna close the stream, start up the new stream, and take your calls immediately. Stats, scores, everything else during the post-game show. So get ready for that. That'll be up next. So we'll probably dip out right now. Kind of get our minds right for the post-game show, but thanks for joining us on the chat. We'll leave it open for a little bit. We'll update the scoreboard to finish it out. And then we'll catch you guys at the post-game call-in show, which will start immediately after the game right here on our channel. Like and subscribe, and then we'll catch you soon during the post-game show.